You take a shot at me, and now we bring in Drew?
And now
was that all part of the timing? As Frank Sinatra said, I'm younger than springtime. Drew knows that.
We welcome in the Deputy Director of Athletics, Drew Marrochello, who's filling in with the State of Terrier Nation. Drew, I'll let you have one quick shot if you want it, Bernie, right now.
I'll pass on that right now, Brian. I'm sure there'll be great opportunity later in the show.
You want to be set up for it. I get you.
Absolutely.
Drew, how's it going? Good to see you.
Good to see you, Brian.
Good to see you, Drew. As always.
Good to see you, Bernie.
Yes.
Well, let's start with news on the entire athletic front. On September 15th, the department introduced its new enhanced Chic website. Are you looking at it? You're having fun going through it right now. How long had this been in the works, and what other additions can we see from this site?
Well, chic is your description. I think we were going for sleek.
That's not a word that Drew would ever use. Chic is not in his vocabulary. I think I know him well enough to say that.
Sleek and interactive, I think, is what we were going for. We're very happy to be back with CBS. We've renewed our partnership with them and are thrilled to do so. And that just, as you mentioned, Brian, we launched last week, last Wednesday, the new GoTerriers.com. But it's really been a work in progress for about 8 or 9 months that we've had committees convening, students, student athletes, fans, coaches, administrators, giving us their feedback of what worked from the old GoTerriers.com, some changes and manipulations that we wanted to make, and what we wanted it to be going forward. So we're really excited about it. I mentioned it's interactive. That's what we really were going for. Virtual guides have been introduced where coaches and student athletes are giving tours and descriptions, living, breathing descriptions of their program, and you're able to see who they are. So they come to life, if you will. We're looking at the virtual guide as something that's going to continue to get better. The content, the video player is quite a bit better than the previous version, and keep checking back all the time because we're going to be adding new features as we go on.
And now I'm just curious if you would answer this as positive or negative, that Bernie Corbett is just 3 clicks away, literally.
I'm going to pass again, Brian.
All right, well, certainly, as we go forward with this, the one thing that we were doing as we were researching for the show even is as you enter each bar tool, there's a little synopsis on the teams as you go through each team, which is really nice to have as well. It gives you a little bit of the history before you even click onto it. So there's some nice elements as we go through as we're learning it as well again.
Yeah, as I said, we're really pleased with the interactivity and it's fan friendly.
Right.
I mean that's something that we were shooting for, and I'm glad you think so.
Well, let's switch over to the sports side. There's enough to keep us busy there as well. Let's talk about women's field hockey first. First time in program history, they started 5-0. They're now ranked number 11 in the country, which is their highest since 1996. And they're also just came out this week that they're number 8 in the RPI. What a great start for this team right now.
I was surprised that they'd never started 5-0 before.
Yeah, ever in history.
That kind of shocked me.
In 30 years
with Sally Starr at the helm, who does a wonderful job for us. Got off to a great start. The number 8 in the RPI is very important because the at-large, as you know, is selected based in large part on the RPI. So we're pleased with that ranking. There's still a long way to go, but they're playing well, and they started the season great.
Well, let's talk about women's ice hockey. It kind of leads in because of the fact that these preseason rankings, what exactly do they mean? Obviously, the women's field hockey team was not ranked, but the women's ice hockey team, now the favorites once again after winning the Hockey East Championship last year, they already start this year, and we keep mentioning that it is September and we're talking hockey.
Just when you thought the men's college hockey season was the longest.
The women's extends it,
Into collegiate sports, women's hockey has gone one up now.
It's amazing that we are the fall-winter overlap begins in the summer, really.
Yes,
so
essentially,
we're excited that hockey season is beginning. As you mentioned, Brian, being ranked preseason number 1 it's a great honor. I don't put too much stock in the polls. It's nicer to be ranked number 1 and finish number 1
that's very true.
Than the other version, but we certainly are excited about our women's hockey team, and Brian DeRoche has done a great job every year he's been at the helm. One of the things you look for as an administrator, as a coach, is just to get better every day, get better every year, and if you look at the trajectory of women's hockey,
just amazing.
They've gotten better every year.
In such a short time,
6 years, right?
To be an elite program. I mean, people think hockey synonymous with Boston University. It's now elite women's hockey synonymous with Boston University.
Absolutely, and Brian gets much of the credit.
Certainly does.
Switching over, talking men's soccer right now. They started the season undefeated in their first 4 games, then have dropped the last 3. This weekend now they bring in Rhode Island and number 20 Harvard, who dropped down 14 spots after a loss last weekend. But I think you're seeing, especially even those first 4 games, that this is a team we've talked about having a lot of youngsters on their team, but they've matured quickly and they're making some great games right now.
It's a really tough early season schedule.
Yeah.
That's by design. I think you guys know that's something we look at departmentally.
Absolutely.
We want to play the best competition to prepare us for our conference schedule, and we do that across the board. Certainly, we're young. I think there's 18 freshmen and sophomores on the team, so it's quite weighted towards the underclassmen. But I'm sure that Neil will have them ready, and we can stay injury-free. We're looking for another good year.
Switching over to the women's side real quickly, we've joked on the show that I think our number is 10 for shutouts for the women's soccer.
Yeah.
They're already at 4. It's pretty impressive what every year the defensive mind of this team, and obviously getting 3 goals a game isn't hurting them either.
Yeah, they're always very defensive-minded. They have a great defense and great keeper usually, and we are scoring goals. I think we've scored 3 goals 3 times this year without looking it up. Another number for you, speaking to strength of schedule, I think we've played 5 teams in the top 25, which that says the level of the program that we want to play, but it also says the level of the program that we are. So Nancy's got them ready for the conference play. We're looking for a good season from her.
We already talked about women's ice hockey, but there's a lot of other winter sports that literally are on the horizon right now. What do you guys have going on getting ready for winter sports?
Yeah, we talked about that overlap, Brian, and right
we're
now.
in it right now.
And here we are.
Right now, we're looking forward to basketball and hockey seasons. We've got some ticket packages that are available. The Terrier 2-pack is something we started last year. We had great success with the 2-pack. A lot of excitement generated for our basketball programs. We've just unveiled that again for $199. You get 2 tickets to each men and women's basketball game, 2 Nike coaches polos, a parking pass, and exclusive access to coaches and some receptions. On the hockey side, we've just unveiled a half-season ticket package for the first time. There's 2 options to choose from. We have a season ticket party for students tomorrow, so there's some great initiatives going on there. We're looking forward to having people come back to Aganis and having people come back to the roof to cheer our winter teams on.
That's right. Experience the fast-paced, big-time basketball at small-town prices with the Terrier 2-pack. The Terrier 2-pack, over $730 value for only $199. Pretty good right now. It includes 2 season tickets to all the men's and women's basketball regular season home games, parking, exclusive access to both teams, and those 2 Nike coaches polo shirts, as Drew mentioned, all for a savings of $533. You don't have to be a math major to get this Terrier 2-pack.
And of course I wasn't.
You weren't. That's right. That's why we did it for you. We have it right here for you.
I can see the value.
For more information and to purchase your Terrier 2-pack, go to the newly redesigned GoTerriers.com. I promise you Bernie's puns will not be up there. Well, Drew, as we finish up here on the show, something we always like to do is the player performance of the week, and you filling in for Mike Lynch. These are big shoes to fill. What'd you come up with?
Well, when we play the University of Connecticut in women's soccer, it's always a big game, and we've had some real, I'm not going to call them epic battles, but we've had some real good battles over the past 5 years with UConn, and to be able to play them and beat them 3-0, that's going to go down as my selection of the week. It was a convincing win, but to be able to even our record at 3-3 going into the conference play is my selection as the play of the week, performer of the week.
That's right. Jessica Lisinski scored the game winner in the 54th minute, but check out this. In the 73rd minute, Lena Cords off a feed from Lisinski. She's headstrong to take on anyone. Her first of the season. Goals like that just make everyone look smarter. I swear the puns are nearing an end. Just one more. That's your play of the week. What a headline. Okay, we're done. I'm sorry. Bernie came up with this. He was the one who wrote this. But what a shot by Lena Cords.
I take no responsibility.
Off the corner. It was a pretty feed and a great finish.
Yeah, great finish, Brian.
Drew, thanks so much for joining us, and we'll see you again next week.
Yeah, you will. Good to see you guys. Thanks
Drew,
for having me.
If this becomes more frequent, we're going to have to maybe pre-tape a Sherm Feller intro for you.
Oh, here we go.
Would you like that?
I would love that.
To match the late Bob Shepard?
I would love
Mike
that.
Lynch?
I would love that.
I think we can arrange that.
Bernie, you're going to have to go back to the studio.
High praise indeed.
Thank you very much.
That's Drew Marrochello, the Deputy Director here at Boston University, joining us on BU All Access.